Hello, Disney fans. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, whatever holiday you might be celebrating. For this year's special, I've decided to do Ice Age and Mammoth Christmas. Now, this is obviously based on the Ice Age franchise. If you haven't seen any of the movies in the franchise, that's okay, because all you really have to know is that this family of all different Ice Age animals has come together and they are going to celebrate Christmas, which is a little bit weird to think of because this is long before Christmas would have been a thing. Celebrating the winter solstice would make sense, but then again, a lot of things about this don't make sense because they are, going to receive gifts. And how does a herd of animals that's always on the move? Uh, Hi, Sage. You can see your tailor. How does a herd of animals that's always on the move keep gifts? So you kinda gotta suspend disbelief here and just go with it, which is fine. There's a lot of good cartoons that are like that. So this starts out as all Ice Age shows do, with Scrat, the squirrel rat, I guess, some sort of Ice Age mammal, who is trying to collect acorns and failing as always. And that's always good for a laugh. Meanwhile, Manny has gotten out the Christmas rock as opposed to the Christmas tree. Well, said the sloth, if you've seen any of the Ice Age movies, you know he is the kind to, well, he's a little bit accident prone, let's say, and not the brightest guy around. Manny knows this and doesn't want him near that rock.
That's some crazy rock.
Step away from the stone.
Why?
You'll break it.
Sid can't break a rock.
Sid comes up with the idea of decorating a Christmas tree instead, which Manny says will never catch on. Yeah, we know better these days, but of course, that's the joke. So, Sid tries to put something at the top that he says will say Sid. A star made out of ice. Yeah. It turns out that Manny's fears about the Christmas rock getting broken were not completely unfounded.
Hey!
Seriously, what did you think was gonna...
Yep, that says Sid all right.
While at first it looks like Manny is going to pound Sid, he comes up with a better idea: psychological torture. He tells Sid that he has a much bigger problem than him to worry about.
So sorry.
You know what, Sid? I'm the least of your worries. You gotta answer to Santa.
Santa? Santa Claus?
He is never gonna forgive this. You just got yourself on Santa's naughty list.
Manny's wife Ellie asks where he came up with that idea. He doesn't think it matters whether the idea of Santa having a naughty list is silly or not, because only a kid would believe in Santa. Unfortunately, he says this where his daughter Peaches can hear it.
Where did you come up with that?
Relax. Sid's gullible, but he's not that gullible. He knows this Santa stuff is just for kids.
What? You don't believe in Santa?
That's another thing that I never quite got in a lot of holiday specials: the parents who don't believe in Santa. Okay, if you're having the movie where Santa is not confirmed to be real, that's fine. If you just want to deal with the spirit of Christmas in general, or a family that's having other issues come together for Christmas, something along those lines, okay, then it works to have somebody be kind of, doubting in Christmas. But if you're going to have a show where Santa is confirmed to be real later on, it doesn't really make sense to have the parents doubt Santa, because did they never notice that their kids are getting presents they never got them? Never could quite figure that one out, but of course, again, suspension of disbelief because it's a cartoon. You gotta live with it. So, Peaches decides to take her mom's two possum brothers because, yeah, her mom spent most of the second Ice Age movie believing she was a possum because she'd been adopted by possums as a baby and raised by them. So anyway, Peaches takes her two possum uncles along with Sid with her, trying to find Santa. And they follow the northern lights because northern lights north. Well, they meet a special friend along the way. Someone who's going to be familiar to anybody who knows Santa's reindeer.
It's, Prancer. Prancer? It's a family name.
Prancer tells them there's no way to walk to the North Pole. It's simply going to take too long. But they can fly there. Unfortunately for Prancer, he takes on this load by himself, which is good for a laugh, but not so good for poor Prancer.
Fasten your seatbelts.
I'm not too heavy, am I?
No, you're light as a feather. 788-pound feather.
We all know Santa's this loving, cheerful, happy guy, but, our friends aren't going to get the warmest welcome to the North Pole. There's a group of miniature sloths who are obviously meant to represent elves, who are in charge of keeping Santa from being bothered while he works. And in trying to keep the others out, they cause a major mishap.
Ah, you little flea bags. You're no match for the power of flight.
Everybody, grab a leg and pull.
Huh? What? Huh?
This avalanche does have one good side. It brings Manny, Ellie, and their saber-toothed tiger friend Diego, who have been trying to find the others, to them, but the avalanche also wipes out all of Santa's work. This is going to be a huge disaster, of course, and it's that moment we get in so many Christmas specials where, oh my god, Christmas is ruined. You know it's going to have a happy ending. The only question is how. Well, Manny figures out we can all work together to reassemble all the toys and maybe build some new ones. And by the way, didn't you millions of sloths ever think of trying to help actually build the stuff for Santa? No? Well, let's get on that. Let's get building. So they all work together to the tune of Deck the Halls. And I love the funny moments in the song, especially this one.
I have no idea why I just did that.
That's a toy, and that's a toy. And this is no good for anything. Santa's got the proper spirit. La, 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 la. Not too bad. Beautiful.
Don't let Sid near it.
Come on now, Dad.
With everyone pulling together to make the toys, they do so well that they actually have way more toys than Santa started with. Apparently, Santa only did the northern area of the world before and not the whole world, because Sid actually suggests the idea of giving toys to every child. I thought that's what Santa always did, but apparently not before this.
Sloths can help you make presents every year. Right, guys?
Well, we're gonna need hats. Cute hats.
In fact, it looks like you've got enough toys for every child on Earth.
Every child around the world. I wish I could, but I don't see how.
Santa, I'm giving you the biggest Christmas gift of all. Me! You're flying Air Prancer tonight.
We all know that Prancer's gonna be one of Santa's reindeer. That's the key part. One of Santa's reindeer. Prancer, you can tell, he's a nice guy, but he thinks himself a bit of a hotshot. And he tries to do it alone. Doesn't work, and when he realizes that he can't do it alone, he flies off, seemingly leaving the group. At least, that's what it looks like to them. They all try to pull the sleigh and get about 2 inches. That's until Prancer comes back with his family.
Family. Dasher, Dancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen.
Blitzen? And I thought Prancer was bad.
Naturally, they're all able to pull the sleigh together. All of the reindeer are. They get Santa off the ground, and he's able to deliver gifts all over the world for apparently the first time ever that he's made it around the whole world. I really like the idea. This has a little bit of a different Christmas message to it. There is a bit of an underlying theme of Manny coming to believe, but that isn't done all that much. That's not the central focus. There is a moment where they're caught in a storm and the storm clears and he sees the northern lights, which help lead him to Peaches and the others. At the moment, he tries to listen to Ellie and believe, and he thinks it's a coincidence at first, and then he finally, of course, does believe when he actually sees Santa. So that is mentioned, how important belief is. But the real central theme of this is everybody coming together. If all of the elves hadn't come together, they wouldn't have been able to get all the toys done in time. If the reindeer hadn't all worked as a team, they wouldn't have got the sleigh off the ground. And that can be a pretty helpful message at Christmas because, let's face it, getting Christmas together is a lot of fun, but it's also not easy for any one person to do. So, bit of a different message for a Christmas story. It's short, but so are a lot of other Christmas specials the kids love. All in all, I really enjoyed it. I think you'll like it if you watch it. I left out a lot of moments because, I can't show everything in this video. But it has a lot of good comedy. The characters, you come to care about them, come to cheer for them. It's a good show to watch this time of year. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season, and until next time, remember the magic.